because, you know, we all have many different sides to us, and I feel like it's reflected really well in my 3 different journals that I keep. Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten, and yep, we're at the start of yet another weekly vlog. And we started with last night me purchasing stickers and stuff for my journals that I don't necessarily need. Well, I do. I mean, they're beautiful and I'm so excited. But basically I have been deep diving back into journaling, like journaling YouTube videos, I should specify. I love them so much. I think they're amazing. I myself keep 3 journals. So I have these 3. We have my reading journal for the year, which I'm very happy with, and I actually spent last night just penciling in all the different spreads that I'm going to be using, because I wanted to see if I was going to need another book for the year, because my reading journal setups really don't take up much pages at all. Thankfully I can fit it all in, had to make a couple changes, but I can do the whole of 2022 in here, so that's amazing, so I can get that all done. These are from Notebook Therapy, and I got the Night Tea one, or is it Galaxy Tea? I really like it with its iridescent edges. So yeah, so that's amazing, and I use this pretty much every day because I always write down what book I've been reading that day. Then we have my bullet journal, and this is the one that I was using in 2021 and also the start of 2022. Realised that I made a mistake with this, and so now my 2022 setup is going to be set over 3 different journals, which is not what I wanted, but it's fine because I'm not going to waste what I've already done. Again, Notebook Therapy on this one, and then the final one, which is the one that I was buying more stickers and that for, is my vintage journal, which is more of like a personal thoughts diary, but I really love it because it's just full of like vintage setups where it's more of like collage of like paper and stickers, and then I write down some thoughts. Sometimes not a lot at all, other times it's more writing than anything else. So yeah, I really love this. I think it's absolutely amazing. I've been keeping this one since July last year, and yeah, I'm in love with it. But what I really need to do, and the purpose of all of this, is to actually sort out where I keep all of my journaling supplies, because generally speaking my normal bullet journal is where I tend to paint a little bit more, which is absolutely fine, normally just like my gouache and stuff. Occasionally add in stickers, which I might do more of a mix this year, and then my reading journal and vintage journals are just like stickers and washi tape and things like that, but just 2 very different feels to them. So this one is a vintage base, and generally my reading one is a bit more like cutesy and fun, because, you know, we all have many different sides to us, and I feel like it's reflected really well in my 3 different journals that I keep. But yeah, so I'm thinking this week what I would like to do is sort out and organise where I keep all of my stationery and all of my journaling supplies, because it's in like 3 different places. It's a mess and I really don't understand how I find things anymore. So I'd like to do that, which was a really long-winded way of saying that we're going to probably be doing that, and I'll have you guys with me while I do it. Very long-winded way. And also obviously buying more stickers that, well, probably wasn't needed, but I'm very happy with. So as soon as they arrive, that's going to be amazing, but I'm not sure if that's going to be this week that they arrive or not. Can never tell with post at the minute. Anyway, that's a random journal tangent, which we probably didn't need, but I'm very happy with. And then reading wise for this week, I am hoping to finish up Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. I am over halfway through now. We're on chapter 40, page 553, so we're getting there. We are getting there. We've got about another 450 pages to go. It's going to be really good. I am loving this book. For those of you that didn't watch last week's vlog, this book is just bloody brilliant. I'm enjoying it so much. We're following 2 different magicians who are the last magicians in England, and we're at the time where England and France are at war with one another, and these magicians are helping in the war to try and help England win. I'm at the point where the war's over now. We're in 1815 and the war's over, and our 2 magicians, who initially Mr. Norrell did not want a second magician, but then found that actually he really enjoyed having a pupil with him because Jonathan Strange became his pupil and loved the company. We're now at the point where Jonathan Strange feels that he's no longer a pupil and we have them at crossroads with one another. Alongside all of this, you also have tales about fairies, about the fairy realm, and we do actually see one particular fairy who keeps cropping up and keeps causing these all sorts of mischief and mayhem, which honestly you can see from the fairy's perspective it's like purely innocent, but at the same time it's really not. So yeah, that's really great in this as well. The formatting of the book is amazing because you have different pages where you have images in here. Yeah, so you have different images. That's really awesome. I like that. It just adds something to the story. And then you also have footnotes, which, you know what, sometimes these footnotes are like a sentence, and then other times it's like this, where it's like a whole page and then goes over into a whole other page of footnotes. And the footnotes can be something as simple as explaining a place or a book that they're referencing, or it could be a whole other fairy tale story within this that the writer in this instance, so like the narrator, feels like you need to know because it's interesting. And it's just so chaotic, it's so awesome. And I have to admit, normally I don't like footnotes. I have tried reading a book with footnotes before and ended up DNFing it. Looking at You, Nevernight, didn't appreciate it. But I'm loving these footnotes so much that it's actually making me go, maybe I should give that book another try. Because, I mean, these footnotes are quite good. And as much as sometimes it's a little bit dense to read in places, because obviously it's a big chunky book, it is a slow paced story, it's more character driven than plot driven, but I'm loving it. I think it's absolutely amazing. It's been an amazing way to start off my reading year. It's so good. Yeah. Perfect. Love so much about it, but I'll probably talk more about it after, and obviously if you've watched last week's vlog I'm just going to be repeating stuff. So, but today I'm really not going to get much reading done because I'm taking my little brother to go and see the Spider-Man movie, which he's very excited about, so we're going to be going to see that. And then I've got my anniversary meal with my partner in the evening, so I am super busy. Got to try and cram it all in, and we will. It's also getting really dark in here because it decided to get really cloudy and it looks like it's going to pour it down with rain. But that's fine, it's fine. I think that's just a sign that we should stop rambling. So yeah, I'm gonna go see the film and go for a meal, and then I will catch up with you soon and we'll see whether I do manage to squeeze in any reading, but it's unlikely. And as I said, also hopefully arranging all of my stationery because it's a mess. I feel like I've had a busy couple days and yet at the same time not. Bit of a weird one. But I definitely forgot to say last time that I hope you're all doing well. I hope your week is going well. I was in a bit of a rush, so apologies that I didn't start off by saying all of that. But yeah, I hope it is all going well, and if it's not, then I hope it ends a little bit better than it started. As I said, on Tuesday I did take my little brother to the cinema, which he was very happy with the film. He really enjoyed it, and honestly it wasn't a bad one, it was okay. And then when me and my partner went out for our anniversary meal, which was lovely. And then yesterday I was honestly exhausted, like I really didn't do much at all. So yeah, not much to report on that. I didn't read much of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I have read a little bit more, but nothing major. Yesterday I didn't really pick it up. I was feeling too exhausted. Then Tuesday, as I said, I had a busy day, so I didn't get much of this read. The last chapter I just read was all about the Battle of Waterloo and how Jonathan Strange helped with his magic and everything. So that was quite interesting. I am still really enjoying this book, it's just I was too tired yesterday to focus on it fully, and this requires a bit more attention because of all the footnotes and everything that's going on. So yeah, didn't read much of this, which is a bit of a shame. I would still like to get it finished by the end of the week. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know, because yeah, I didn't make much progress with this at all. I think I've read about 30 pages since I last spoke, so that's not great. But because I was travelling up to London on Tuesday, and I did mention this last week, I am reading The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes whenever I travel somewhere because they're lots of short stories, and I did actually get another short story finished. So I read A Case of Identity. This is probably my most disappointing one just because it was so predictable in what was going to happen. It was still good because I still like the writing. It's so distinctively Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's writing that I still love it for that factor. But just in terms of like the mystery and intrigue, I guessed what it was like straight away, and I was a bit like, that's a bit disappointing. But I still enjoy it for the actual writing, and yeah, I will continue to bring this one with me. As I said, this is one that I'm going to be reading slowly because they're all literally no more than about 30 pages long in each of these chapters. So I have 9 left to read of those, but as I said, that's kind of my travel book. And then yesterday, because I was feeling so exhausted, as I said, I didn't have the brain power to focus on Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, so I decided to instead pick up The Horseman by Christina Henry, and this, I am loving this. We do have the beautiful red sprayed edged edition, and I actually got pretty much halfway through, so I'm on chapter 9, page 172. This is really good, really enjoying it, super easy to read, it's really fast paced. We're following our main character, Ben, who is transgender, and I think this is amazing representation for it because we are seeing how some people accept it and accept Ben for who he is, and then others are still trying to force him to be to what they believe he should be. And then of course we have the actual story of the Horseman, and this is brilliant. It is gory, it is horrific, it's definitely got those horror elements to it, and it's so intriguing and just captures you. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm kind of tempted to finish this today, but I do want to read more of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, so we'll see how we're feeling. I might read a bit more of this before going back into this one because this was really good, and honestly I could have stayed up last night and finished it, but I was also, as said, very tired. This is really good. I mean, I love Christina Henry's writing. I always think she does horror really well. Her retellings are always so interesting. I love the spins that she puts on things, and this is just intriguing to no end. So yeah, this is fantastic. I also really love how each chapter is the start of the Headless Horseman. I think it's amazing. So yeah, really enjoying that one. I thought it was great. Definitely the right move to make when I wasn't feeling like I could focus on Jonathan Strange, rather than reading the exact same bit like 6 times before I could move on. I think change into this was a lot better. So yeah, very happy with that. And then I did mention last week that I have a bit of an update, which again forgot to mention last time I spoke to you because busy. And honestly, it's nothing too major, it's just I am changing job. So I finished my job at the opticians on the 31st, so as much as I did enjoy working in optics, it was definitely time for a change, and there's other things, other factors in that are involved in that. So I am changing job. I'm meant to be starting on Monday. It's going to be quite intensive training at first because I have 3 exams to pass to actually fully get into the job. So the reason why I wanted to let you guys know is because I'm probably going to be decreasing the amount that I read for the next 3 weeks because I want to be focusing on that. I really want to pass those exams, and then if I do pass everything, it's then going to be shift work. Honestly, it shouldn't affect too much. I've been pre-filming for ages, so everything's set up and making my life a little bit easier. It's more just that these vlogs might be a little bit different, might have a bit of different lighting depending on what I'm doing, and as I said, the reading may decrease. I mean, honestly, I'm hoping it's not going to be that much of a change, but I'd rather say just in case so that you guys are aware. But yeah, so that's going to be fun. I'm just hoping that I pass everything. That's the biggest, like, I just need to get through that, which is why this week has been a bit more of a chill week, getting through the biggest book that I have on my TBR and like filming and everything, and then the next couple of weeks after that is going to be more focused on passing this training. So yeah, fingers crossed it all goes okay. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know in case there was anything that then impacts videos. The only thing it would impact is these vlogs. As I said, everything is honestly pretty much pre-filmed already, so I can't see it being a problem, but it's best to mention it just in case. But yeah, I'm kind of nervous and excited, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. But other than that, I really don't know what I'm doing. Like I said, for the next few days, I've got a few more days off before I start the new job. So I'm honestly just planning to get a lot of editing done. I want to film 1 more video and then I'll be nicely ahead for everything. And yeah, just try and get Jonathan Strange, Mr. Norrell finished, and honestly probably The Horseman as well, because I'm really enjoying that. So if I can get this done this week, I would say this week has been a success. So that is the plan. thought we'd do a bit of an update somewhere else for a change. So I don't know, I like it. Plus I like this little corner here. It's a cute little witchy vibe that I've got going on, so I'm happy with that. Rambling already, that's impressive, but what have I been up to? I did film a little bit of b-roll of all the stationery I have. So on Thursday, I had met up with my partner in the morning. We decided to go for just some coffee, just a chill. And then when I got back, I had some stationery that had arrived, and I had planned to open it while I'm doing this update now, but I have no patience, no self-control, and decided to open it up straight away. And then I was like, okay, I need to put this away now, and realised I really didn't have anywhere to put it. So I thought, you know what, let me just organise my stationery. I thought the best way to do this would be to get it all out, spread it all out, go through what I actually have, see if there's any bits that I'm like, you know what, I'm never going to use this, or anything like that. And well, when I'd got it all out, I was a wee bit overwhelmed. As you saw, my bed was just covered. I have a double bed and it was covered with stationery. I got it out from everywhere. I had some in this chest of drawers. I had some on my little, some people call them like TBR carts and stuff. It's literally just like a little cart, but I don't use mine for books. I use it for like stationery and things like that. And I had, my desk has got a little tiny small storage box, and that was full of it as well. So I emptied all of them, got it all out from all the different places, put them on my bed, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna film me organising this, which was the original plan. And yeah, that didn't happen. I honestly felt so overwhelmed. I had so much stationery everywhere. It was so overwhelming, and I was like, you know what, no, I can't film me trying to organise this because I don't even know how I'm going to organise it. And honestly, it took me almost 2 hours. I feel like I could have recorded it and made a completely separate video just for that, like what Amanda H. Lee does, who is the bullet journaling queen, but she does do these videos where she organises her stationery and everything. And honestly, I was like, I could have done one of those videos, but I didn't. I was way too overwhelmed, and I was like, you know what, I just don't want to edit this much footage for something like that. But I did it, it's all done, it's all nice and organised, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, that's amazing. And that was pretty much my Thursday. That was all I spent it doing. And then yesterday I was with my dad and my partner, and we met up in the local card shop and decided to play some Magic, had lunch together. It was a really nice day, just the three of us, so that was nice. While I was at the card shop though, they were talking to me, because they're someone that we pop in all the time, me and my partner, like he's always in there buying Magic cards and stuff, and they knew that I was trying to create the diorama to go on bookshelves, so also known as book nooks, which I did mention on here a few weeks ago, saying that I wanted to try it. I then did try it and then showed you guys how the cardboard had all warped out of shape and it just didn't work. So I told them what had happened and said that I need something that's a bit more like structurally sound in the shape that I want. We went in there originally Thursday, and the guy that was there was like, okay, well, leave it with me, I'm gonna have a look and see what I can find, because they have a lot of ones where you build buildings, like little miniature buildings and everything. And he was like, let me see if I can, like, because he knew what I wanted to do, see if they had anything that fitted those sort of dimensions, and they did. So when I went back in on Friday, they had a few things for me, so I decided to go with two of them. We have this one, which is really nice. It's like a 3-story building, and it's a good width size, and obviously the idea being is that I can just leave one panel empty for me to be able to put the diorama in it. And these are really good. They're like MDF type, and they literally just all slot in together, and obviously I can decorate the outside however I want if I want to, but I thought that was really cool. And it's a nice size, but it is more of a narrow one. And then I thought, to give myself a chance of actually like practicing it, we also decided to go for a slightly bigger one. So it's the same height, so these two went together to make it a 3-story, but they're a bit wider, so that means I can practice putting it all in there, and then if I like it I can then try the narrow version as well. Because I mean, I plan honestly on doing quite a few of these, because I would love to have one on each of my bookshelves, and I have 3 bookshelves, so it would be really nice to try it, and then whatever size I prefer I can just go back and get some more. So yeah, I am really excited to start putting all of that together, and they look like they're really easy to assemble as well, so that was really great. They were so helpful, and honestly these guys are just amazing. And then while I was there, I also saw these little cat figures, and I was like, these have to go in it. They're amazing. They are really small. I'll show you the back so you can actually see what they look like. But they're awesome, and they're just different cats with different things. One is carrying a book, which I thought was absolutely amazing. And yeah, honestly, there's quite a few. There were so many different animal figures to choose from, but I decided to go with cats because obviously we all know I like cats. And yeah, these will go in each of my dioramas as well. So I thought this was perfect. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that, and honestly I'm hoping that I can get on with creating some of those, especially because I have pre-filmed like a crazy person. So now I'm planning for my evenings after my training, I can work on the diorama and like just chill out and read as well. So I can have something that's a bit stress-free so that I can spend my day focusing on training with work and everything, and then have the evening to do something to help me relax. That's the plan anyway. So I was very happy with all of that, and I've just realised I've been talking for like 5 minutes and haven't even spoken about books yet. I have read some more of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I have 304 pages to go. We are in the end stretch, people. Honestly, I feel so conflicted about this book because I've mentioned it before, but the writing is sublime. It is perfect. I do genuinely love the writing in this, but there are some really dry, dull moments. Now, it does make sense because the dull moments to me are whenever we're having Mr. Norrell's perspective, and that makes sense because Mr. Norrell is a boring person, and it is said specifically throughout the book that, you know, whenever he talks everyone just gets a bit bored and starts drifting off and things like that. And honestly, yes, I can agree with that, and I think it's amazing that she's written the character to the point where as a reader you find him boring as well. But also it means that those parts with him, after I've read a chapter of Mr. Norrell, I'm like, okay, I need to take a break because I'm like, it's so dry. But it is part of who he is. And then you have the different perspectives where Jonathan Strange is a bit more like chaotic and humorous because that is his personality as well. And then you have the parts with the fairy, who honestly just gets referred to as the man with thistledown hair. And you have the chapters where he is a part of it, and those are a lot more magical. I also love the references to different mythology in this, and I love the fact that we even have references to her second book, Piranesi, throughout this. I think it's brilliant. Like, I can definitely see where the influence of like Piranesi came from, the unusual house and everything, because there are parts of this that I'm reading it and I'm like, this feels so much like the house Piranesi, like so much so. And I do think it is amazing and it's brilliant writing, but there are some moments in this where I'm just like, really tired, really slow, and then other moments where I'm like, yes, keep reading it, keep reading it. So I don't know, we'll see how long this is going to take. Honestly, I would love to say that I could get this finished over the weekend, but I just don't think I can sit there and read 150 pages a day. Like, I just don't think I can. So I think that I'll probably be finishing this up most likely Monday, Tuesday, which is going to drag it over a little bit, but I just think it is one of those books where it does take you a bit longer to read, especially with all the footnotes and everything in it, but the writing is worth it. So I don't know what star rating this is going to come out because I don't know how this is going to end either. Like, I cannot predict the ending, so I think it's going to hinge on the ending as to what star rating this gets. But I'm tempted, like, I don't feel like it quite hits the 5-star because of how sluggish it can be at times to actually get through, but the writing alone should be 5 stars because it's that good. So yeah, so we'll see what that comes out as. Yesterday, after spending the day playing Magic and everything, I was honestly exhausted. I was so tired and I just didn't, again, have that brain capacity to focus on Jonathan Strange, so I went back to The Horseman and finished it. It was really good. I really liked this. Ended up being 4 stars. The only thing I'll say is the ending was weird. Like, not weird bad, but just not what I expected. Like, the very end of this book was a bit like, oh, okay. It was really nicely wrapped up with a bow and everything, which is so unusual because I feel like Christina Henry doesn't always do that with her books. Generally speaking, the books that I have adored the most have been the endings where I'm like, wait, what? Why are you ending there? And you want to know what happens next. This one, you didn't really get that. Like, it was a complete full story where it doesn't have sudden stop ending or anything like that. Like, it has a nice ending to it. It's all wrapped up really well. And I like what she did with the story of Sleepy Hollow and the Headless Horseman and the magic of this place, the different representation, the different struggles that our main character goes through. Like, I loved it so much. It's just the ending felt a bit weird. And I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. But it was still very good. It was just unexpected. I'm also now tempted to do a ranking video of where I would rank all of her books, because apart from the Ghost Tree, I've now read all of them that she's got out at the moment. So I'm hoping to read Ghost Tree soon, because Christina Henry seems to be coming out with books quite quickly at the minute. For the last 2 years, she's done one every year, and I think before that, did she bring out some more? I'm not sure. I've now said that and I bet you I'm wrong. But I really do like her books, and I do think that when I've read The Ghost Tree, I would love to actually rank them and see where I find them, because some of them have been amazing. Some of them are like this one where I think, you know what, this is a solid book. I would happily reread it. Not my favourite of her work, but definitely not the worst. And then some of her books have been like, I didn't really like that. Again, not bad, just not what I particularly like. So yeah, I think that video would be really interesting to do and just see where they all sit, because I was literally sitting there last night when I finished this going, where does this fit into the rest of the books? Like, where does this rank? And I was like, I might as well make a video on this, which honestly, I've rambled about that for a little while. But this was very good. I really enjoyed it. I thought the atmosphere was brilliant. It's just, yeah, that ending was not what I expected, but also what I expected. I don't know. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining that. Anyway, that was that. So that is what I've been up to the last couple of days. I've really enjoyed this week off. I've got one more day off after today, and honestly I do plan on just getting a lot of things edited, because I've been filming a lot lately, so it'd be really nice just to get those edited and done and out the way. Haven't read anywhere near as much as I thought I was going to, but at the same time I'm not like mad about it, because I've still finished a book, made progress with 2 books, so that's really good as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I am going to ramble for ages, and I have been talking for ages, so I'm going to go, and I will catch up with you on Monday to wrap this up. I finished it. I finished Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. This was really good. I really enjoyed this book, and I think the ending, there was just so much like, almost like action actually, just in the build up to everything, the way it all ended. The very end was a little bit like, oh, it makes absolute sense for who these characters are, but at the same time I wish it had gone slightly different, but then that wouldn't have been who the characters are. So yeah, I really did enjoy this book. I thought it was, as we know, I've been saying, the writing is just sublime. Absolutely adored the writing of it. Yes, it is a bit dense and slow in places. Some of the footnotes I did feel were a little bit unnecessary, but it does add to that story, and this kind of felt like an essay of these 2 people's lives, and the footnotes were kind of what you would do in an essay, where you specify where that particular book was from, or you expand upon something else. And I found it to be truly interesting. Really enjoyed this book. I put it through Corpal and it came out as a high 4 stars. And I think the only reason why it's missing off that 5-star mark is just because of how slow I found this book at times. But the more I've been thinking about it, the more I want to just give it that 5-star mark, because it's just such a unique book. I've not read anything like it. And I loved how the characters were portrayed in this, how the writing style adapted for each character, the fact that we do have so much English fairy tale lore in this book. Even just the setting of it is everything that I love about like Jane Austen's novels, but just with magic added in. So yeah, I think it deserves the 5-star mark, I'm not gonna lie. Is this one that I would reread? Yes. Will I have to be in the mood to reread it because of how slow certain parts were? Also yes, but then I can say that about a lot of my favourite books. Like, I know there are problems with them, and yeah, I will still happily sit there and reread them and enjoy them. So you just have to be in the mood for whatever particular book you want to pick up. So yeah, really enjoyed this. So pleased I got it done, and now this big book is off my TBR, which is perfect timing because my training for my new job starts today, which I'm working from home, so that's going to be interesting because our Wi-Fi can sometimes be really iffy. So we're going to see how that goes, but it just makes my life a little bit easier because I can rest easy knowing that this big book is off my TBR and the rest of my books on my TBR are pretty small and manageable. Which, speaking of, on Saturday I went to my partner's, and while I was travelling over to his house I read another short story from the collection of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and the one I read was the Boscombe Valley Mystery, which I really enjoyed actually. I thought it was really mysterious, really liked it. The person that committed it, once everything had been explained and stuff, like I guessed who it was, then they did the reveal of who it was, but it kept me a lot more gripped and I thought it was really well done, especially because it was only like 20-ish pages long. So really enjoyed that one. Definitely, I'd probably say my second favourite out of the 4 that I've read so far. So that leaves me with 8 short stories left to read, which, as we know, this is going to continue out the month while I'm travelling little places here and there. But yeah, really enjoyed that. It was a great thing to read on the way to my partner's house, and also to finish up reading the short story while he finished up his game. So that was lovely. And honestly, apart from that, this weekend I have not done much. I've edited some videos on both days and that's it. I've then just been dedicating my time to finishing Jonathan Strange, and that was a really nice way to end my week off, I think, in just a really relaxed way. So yeah, that's been great. Now I'm actually going to make this the shortest update I've done, because I was editing this vlog yesterday and realised how much I have rambled this week, and I can only apologise and thank you for sticking with me if you stuck with me this long. That is so impressive. But I really did ramble this week, but I can't this morning because I do have my training to start. So we're gonna leave it here. If you did make it this far, then let's put a flower emoji. Any flower that you like. Let's just go with a flower. And if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it that thumbs up, subscribe, comment to let me know that you're here. Social media links will be linked below, and I will of course catch you in the next one.